Hello everybody, welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video today. We'll be talking about the brand new rift that just released for Dead by Daylight. And I guess I'm just going to go off on a little tangent and complain. This rift pass pretty much sucks. There's not a lot going on for it. It's very rushed. Developers announced preemptively on Twitter that it was going to be rushed, hence why a headpiece cosmetic for Claudette was not going to make it toward the live version of the rift pass. And on top of that, they are losing a lot of different variety of skins and recolors from older skins from the store. We've been talking about for the last number of weeks and months about all the different controversies that have happened throughout the DVD's history. The Twitter community, the forum community, the Steam community, every community you could think of across all the platforms has been talked about how the behavior keeps shooting themselves in the foot over and over and over again. And quite frankly, the streak and the pattern of doing so hasn't really stopped. It's become pretty evident when you go through the Rift Pass that there's not a whole lot of variety. Usually what behavior does is that they have a handful of cosmetics in the Rift Pass and charms and badges. They will go ahead and recycle some older stuff from older Rift Passes or store cosmetics, recolor them and throw them in there as well. Kind of adding a bit of variety, but also allowing people who don't have some of the older cosmetics to use them. This time around, they haven't done that at all. Instead, what they've opted to do was do essentially more lazy deep rift cosmetics, where they take the same handful of skins that they threw inside the Rift Pass, recolor them, and then fill the Rift Pass with those skins. We can go ahead and use Young Jin as a good example of that. So you got one cosmetic for her. You're going to skip through the Rift Pass, and you can see that, oh, right here again, we have another variant of that. So each cosmetic, the three that we have, we had the Trickster, we had Claudette, we had Victoria, we had Ace, Spirit. You can see they all have one version of the skin. You get past that point, then when you go ahead and move on, you realize, oh, we have another variant of the same skin, different color. And then you go to skip through it even more, and notice we're only at tier 50 right now, and we go to skip through it a little bit more, and you realize, oh damn, all the way up to tier 70, that's it. That's all it is. There's a regular version, a standard version of these cosmetics, and then there is like this redded out version. When you go ahead and enter the Deep Rift, you're going to realize once again we have another color variation. So the same thing, but in blue. Skip ahead a little bit forward, and you go ahead and realize that another same skin, slightly different, looks very similar, but that's pretty much it. That's what they have. And then they have another variant of these cosmetics where there's like a little bit of yellow and lighter blue. It's so unbelievably lazy. There's this version of that cosmetic. Actually, I think that's pretty much it. Hold on. Yeah, they have like a blue variant, and that's just about it. Blue and like a white variant. But they look virtually the exact same thing. Ain't that crazy? Or some of the cosmetics didn't even get another one. That's ridiculous. There it is. There's the white version of the skin. A blue and like a white version of the skin. That's very lazy. It doesn't take a rocket science to realize behavior is still not meeting the quality of life promises that they've made in the past. And all of this apologizing and emphasizing about how they are going to be delaying content so they can keep up with the deadlines and keep up with making players happy, making the game better. And this doesn't really happen. They have the nerve to really come on here and charge us the same price and do another 4-month-long Rift Pass when they're just recycling the same handful of skins they created. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and say that these skins look bad, but this is definitely not one of their most exciting cosmetic groups ever. Last Rift alone had more variety for different killers and more variety in terms of what the outfits look like than this one. And you can see for yourself, log into the game, go ahead and take a look at it. It's nothing special. It's really overall disappointing. And they're charging people full price for the same cosmetics to be used. Again, why is this more of a problem? It doesn't really matter. Mac, you're looking at this and it's just pretty much cosmetics. Who really cares? It's not really about the fact that there's not more cosmetics. It's they're charging the same price. They're treating their consumers worse and worse with every update. And on top of all of the other quality of life issues this game faces and the false promises that the behavior makes, they keep pumping out DLC and cosmetic content asking their players to give them money. And they're still doing it. They're still doing it despite the fact that it's even less and it's the same amount every time. I have the Rift Pass unlocked. Don't get me wrong. I earn back all of my orc shells, so I can go ahead and just play this knowing that I'll earn them back. But for a lot of people who don't have the time, I already know how hard it is to catch up on these Rift Pass, having a full-time job and everything. Working 45 plus hours a week. I don't know how most people is going to be able to keep or how they're going to justify keep spending more money on a game like this that doesn't really treat their players with a whole lot of respect. I'm going to wrap up this video by saying I understand it's not going to be it's not going to really be you know, the developer's fault entirely. It's really a lot from the top down, the deadlines that people keep pushing, and they really don't have a whole lot of flexible room to do anything. But there needs to be a change. I don't know how many times behavior can keep screwing over their community over and over and over again before they start to see real consequences for it. I feel like the player numbers could have been significantly higher had they been keeping hold of their promises. We see diminishing returns, and player numbers slowly start to slump back down even after their huge massive licenses. Don't get me wrong, behavior in this Dead by Daylight game is not going to go ahead and die tomorrow, but somebody needs to criticize behavior for this publicly. And I know a lot of people are doing it, so I applaud them. For anybody who might be condemning them too harshly or insulting anybody in particular, don't do that. Criticize, and press your behavior to do better, because this is unacceptable. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Smack. I'll talk to you guys all later. Peace out.